How do I put this? I think this is one of those videos, like, no matter what I say about it, I'm still gonna get hate for. Uh, Especially after looking at some of the Reddit comments. It's Reddit anyways. Actually, the comments on everything involving this incident. Gun night encourages 16-year-old mental health people being beat up by police. I can already see it now. So go ahead, leave your hateful comment below because it ups the engagement of my videos, which makes me more money. I don't encourage beating up 16-year-olds, and I'm not here to defend anyone in this. I just want to go over the facts and nothing but the facts. This story has absolutely blown up the past 2 weeks for good reason. Let's check out these headlines. Dramatic hospital video shows officers tackle, tase, and punch teenager. North Carolina police Atrium Health faces backlash for treatment of teens suffering alleged mental crisis. Lincoln County deputy off the job after WTV investigation into assault on teen. Video shows teen assaulted by Atrium security and Lincoln County Sheriff's deputy outside ER. 16-year-old North Carolina boy beaten by unprofessional hospital security and police. So, naturally, when something like this happens, you guys send me a bunch of emails and tag me in a bunch of the posts, and I jump on here and I do a deep dive into it. I can't really call this one a liar liar pants on fire. A, because I don't really want to be crucified for making a video about this more than I already am, and B, it's more withholding information as far as all the news websites go. No one has told the complete story. I had to piece it together from a bunch of different sources. Still not saying that it's right what anyone did here. We just like to talk about the facts. It was kind of hard to piece this one together in one timeline because every single video that I can find chops the incident up and doesn't show the whole thing, like most police videos. The news just likes to show the juicy parts. We're gonna do our best to talk about this entire incident in chronological order, stay completely neutral, and just talk about the facts, and have some calm discussions in the comments below, right? Right. Let me go ahead and explain why it's okay to beat 16-year-olds up, you may be thinking. No. I'm just not going to leave anything out of this story. December 8th, 2019, Jessica Long takes her 16-year-old son to the ER for a possible mental health crisis. Reports state that when she got to the ER, he was angry. She was afraid that he might try to run from the car, so she asked security to help him into the building to be seen.
Her 16-year-old son didn't want to be there. He was angry, so she asked for security to help get him inside. This is what happened instead.
At no point did they tell him to put his hands behind his back, to stand still. They never tried to de-escalate the situation.
What we're watching right here is the unedited news footage, and they kind of skipped something that I had to search around a little bit to find. The news even cropped it right here, so you can't see what happened. WBTV cut out the part from where they get out of the car all the way to where the security guard puts hands on him. Not saying anyone was right in their use of force of this video, but the security guard sees a mom asking for help, and then the son violently assaults her from behind. Not saying any use of force is right. We're just talking about what happened and what everyone sees in front of them on scene. So the video after he pushes his mom, all the videos I can find online skip again.
He was angry, so she asked for security to help get him inside. This is what happened instead.
We can form lots of opinions about this, but if you look at both sides of the fence, you have an overzealous security guard just assaulting a 16-year-old, or you have a security guard creating a distance between himself and a teen who is just assaulting his mother. However you want to look at it, we're just talking about the facts. Then all the videos skip to where the security guard had pulled out his taser. Another security guard walks up, and that security guard who was in the original altercation goes ahead and holsters his taser. Directly after this part, most of the footage from news agencies skip to the next use of force.
The taser's put away and Long headed for her car. She wanted her son to stay and get treatment, but she didn't think this would happen next.
As soon as I turned my back, the second security guard grabbed him around his neck in a chokehold and slammed him down on the ground. He was immediately bleeding.
The security guards then lay on top of him and drive stun him with their tasers until they got him under control. Drive stunning, of course, is where you don't shoot the taser prongs into someone, you just touch them with electricity and it hurts like an MFer. I'm watching this and I'm thinking, what could possibly be the reason for a security guard grabbing a 16-year-old like this who's half his size, turning around, slamming him on the ground, and then holding him down? It looks like an overzealous security guard who just wants to beat up on people. Overzealous security guard who wants to beat up on people, or he had a reason for doing that. I can see it now. Donut's defending this guy beating up a 16-year-old. I got to reading a few more articles, and Atrium Health senior vice president stated that she was okay with the security guard's use of force.
Our officers were able to contain him and keep him from hurting himself or anybody else. And again, I said we were sorry and it was unfortunate that this young man was injured.
But then if you watch her interview and read a little bit into the article, she states, he kept saying to the officers that he had a gun and he wanted to shoot people. Maureen Swick, Atrium Health Senior Vice President and Systems Nurse Executive, told reporters. So he took the action that he thought was necessary to contain the situation. Security guards don't carry guns, and you have someone at a hospital who's already been violent towards staff, they've already been violent towards their own mother, and now they're saying that they have a gun and they're going to shoot people. As someone who has seen all this and is hearing all this, do you just sit back and hope that it doesn't happen? Or do you take action and secure the scene before police can arrive? Again, we're just looking at it from their point of view. That, or it was just an overzealous security guard who wanted to beat up a 16-year-old. Perhaps we'll never know. Before we go any further, I just want to point something out about the news interview with the Atrium executive we just saw. Listen to this part real quick.
This incident report from Atrium Health says a security guard escalated to using force on a 16-year-old whose worried mother brought him to the ER because, the report says, the boy punched him in the face. But when you watch the video, that's not what you see. Instead, you see the guard grab the boy, his arms flailing in the air. And if you slow the video down, it's clear he didn't make contact with the guard at all.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's not what I see. I see the security guard trying to pull the kid away from the mom who he's assaulted several times already. The kid turns around and punches him in the face. That is an overhand right to that security guard's face. I'm going to skip to where the sheriff's deputies arrive on scene. If you want to see this whole uncut footage, I'll leave a link for it in the comments below. Police show up, they get him in cuffs, they sit him down on a curb, and the police start talking to him. You can see one police officer putting his gloves on and leans down a little bit too close to his face. The 16-year-old then spits blood onto the sheriff's deputy's face. After he spits blood into the sheriff's deputy's face, the sheriff's deputy reacts by punching him twice. The sheriff defended his deputy's actions, stating that he was stopping a felonious assault.
So you stand by your officer punching?
I stand by officer from stopping a felonious assault that's occurring against him.
It's a felonious assault because bloodborne pathogens are a hell of a thing. You can get hepatitis, you can get AIDS, you can get all sorts of nasty stuff from someone spitting on you. The deputy's pissed off. One of the other deputies grabs him and starts to pull him away. He gets in the mom's face, has some words with her, and the deputy continues to pull him away because he looks really, really pissed off. The deputy who did the punching actually left the sheriff's department not long after this, and he testified in court that he had to go get blood tests to check for HIV, hepatitis, all sorts of stuff like that. They ended up charging the 16-year-old with felony assault on a police officer and a few other misdemeanors, one of the misdemeanors being underage consumption of alcohol.
Well, maybe he drank the alcohol because he is mentally ill. He is suffering from something else and trying to self-medicate.
A few of the articles do mention that the teen was on depression medicine at the time, but it doesn't state exactly, what his mental illness was or what was going on there. In the end, the felony charge of assault against a police officer was dropped because the 16-year-old pled guilty to a few of the misdemeanors. Anyways, I just wanted to throw this video together because there is more to the story and it brings up some more questions about this whole thing. Was the security guard creating distance between the teen who had been assaulting his mom while waiting on backup, or did he step over the line with his use of force? Was the security guard in the mindset that he was trying to stop a shooting from happening at the hospital that he's responsible for, or did he step over the line with his use of force? Perhaps we will never know. I would love to get my hands on the security guard's uncut body camera that he was wearing. I'm going to try to do that. In the meantime, everyone come check out twitch.tv/donutoperator, where I'm going to be streaming as soon as this video is released. We're going to talk about some crime stuff, and I promise I'll be nicer than I was last night. I was a little irritated with YouTube yesterday, and I did not mean to bring that onto my stream. With that being said, please don't be too mad at me. I just wanted to look at all the facts in this story. Everyone, please have a fantastic day.
Straight whacker.